Welcome to all. Firstly, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Tanmay Seth and I am a student of B Pharma from Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Central University Sagar. This presentation is a part of my internship at Qual Pharma International. The topic of my presentation is methylcobalamin. So let's start with the presentation. In this presentation, I will be covering briefly about introduction, various properties, sources, methylcobalamin deficiency in body, pharmacokinetic profile, and role of methylcobalamin as a memory enhancer. What is methylcobalamin? We all are familiar with the term vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 has four analogues: methylcobalamin, hydroxycobalamin, adenosylcobalamin, and cyanocobalamin. Methylcobalamin and cyanocobalamin are the active forms of vitamin B12. Usually, vitamin B12 is treated as sports nutrition, but recent studies have shown that vitamin B12 played a key important role in the normal functioning of the brain and nervous system and the formation of blood. It is usually involved in metabolism such as DNA synthesis and regulations, fatty acid synthesis, and energy productions. It also helps in the synthesis of methionine and SAM, which is S-adenosylmethionine. We all know methionine is an essential amino acid. Methylcobalamin is also the only form of vitamin B12 among all four analogues that is required lipophilic in nature to cross the blood-brain barrier without biotransformation. The only highly lipophilic molecules can cross the blood-brain barrier, and thus methylcobalamin is highly lipophilic in nature. Lipophilic means highly lipid soluble. What are the various properties of methylcobalamin? First, color. It is dark red crystals or amorphous or crystalline red powder. Odor. It is odorless, that is smellless. Taste. It is tasteless. Boiling point. It has a boiling point of above 300 degrees Celsius. Solubility. It is soluble in alcohol but insoluble in organic solvents such as acetone, chloroform, and ether. Stability. Hydrated crystals are stable in air. What are hydrated crystals? Those crystals that are saturated with water molecules, and it is stable in pH range of 4.5 to 5. But methylcobalamin is light sensitive and it must be protected from light. Various sources of methylcobalamin. Methylcobalamin is mostly found in animal products only. Example includes eggs, meats, certain sea vegetables, yeast and yeast extracts. Now, what happens if you have a deficiency of methylcobalamin? It has been found that the largest group of methylcobalamin deficient is only found in typical vegetarians all over the world, and it has been recommended that for a day-to-day life it must be occupied or consumed in a dose of about 500 mcg per day. Symptoms in vitamin B12 deficiency includes: if you have a mild deficiency, then the symptoms include tiredness, anemia. What is anemia? Reduction of red blood cells in blood is a condition of anemia. Moderate deficiency includes soreness of tongue and abnormal sensations. Severe deficiency includes reduced heart function, poor muscle function, memory loss, and psychosis. Pharmacokinetic profile of methylcobalamin. Firstly, methylcobalamin can be administered orally, parenterally, and intranasally. What is intranasally? It is the route of administration through nasal. Methylcobalamin itself is poorly soluble in distal ileum, so it must bind with an intrinsic factor and forms a complex with intrinsic factors which is soluble in water and absorbed in distal ileum. The absorption is mediated by very specific receptor-mediated transport system. It is distributed to every cell of the body only by binding to transcobalamin second, which is a beta-globulin carrier protein. Methylcobalamin is stored in the liver in an amount of about 300 to 500 microgram, and it is eliminated through bile. Thus, because it has a molecular weight of more than 1000 daltons, it is majorly eliminated through bile. When used as a nasal spray, its bioavailability is about 9% and biological half-life is 6 days. Absorption steps includes methylcobalamin plus intrinsic factors. These two forms a complex which is soluble in water, and then the absorption of this complex takes place from distal ileum. Now, methylcobalamin role as a memory enhancer. We all have learned about how it helps in the synthesis of methionine and S-adenosylmethionine, and also we know that it can cross the blood-brain barrier. Now, the methyl group in its structure stimulates serotonin creation. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter which is responsible for mood enhancement, and methyl group also protects the brain from damage against excitotoxins. It also increases the available amount of SAM, which acts as a mood enhancer and work as an effective alternative to tricyclic antidepressant. Thus, it also increases the memory in an individual. These are the references from which I've prepared this presentation. Now, I would like to thank Anshu ma'am, Dr. Sanjay sir, for giving me this opportunity to be a part of Qual Pharma family. Thank you.